One of my guilty pleasures is buying and collecting games on Steam, and because of this pleasure, I have a ton of games in my backlogs. Another pleasure I have is 100% in games, so today I will be continuing to 100% my backlogs, and the next game up is Salt and Sanctuary. Salt and Sanctuary is a 2D action role-playing video game developed and published by Scale Studios. The game was released in 2016 and is heavily inspired by the Dark Souls series in both gameplay and environment. In total, there are 37 achievements needed to 100% Salt and Sanctuary, some obtained by beating bosses, joining all the creeds, and achieving both endings. Without any more delay, let's plunge into the action. Our journey begins with a formidable challenge, the tutorial boss, the Unspeakable Deep. Defeating this aquatic adversary is no walk in the park. The catch to this game's tutorial boss is that you only get one shot at it per character. Yes, you heard it right. One attempt, one character. So every time I face to face, it was back to square one, creating a new character to try my luck once more. After a few attempts, I emerged victorious, besting the deep and unlocking our first achievement of the game. After conquering the Unspeakable Deep and washing ashore, my journey took an unexpected turn. I stumbled upon an old man who spoke of joining a creed. Creeds in Salt and Sanctuary are like our in-game factions, each with its unique perks and challenges. After careful consideration, I joined the ranks of the three, and lo and behold, our second achievement graced the screen. Just up the hill from the old man, a mysterious door beckoned. With the item of my creed in hand and placing it on the altar, I claimed a new sanctuary and, of course, another achievement to add to the collection. After restarting and opting for the mage class to put the game on easy mode, and by talking to the old man again, I joined the Iron One's creed, gaining that respective achievement unlocked. As my journey in Salt and Sanctuary unfolded, I ascended to the eerie heights of the Festering Banquet. There, I confronted the formidable guardian, the Sodden Knight. Now, facing a boss in any game is usually a nerve-wracking experience, but armed with a beginner spell of the mage class, I had a distinct advantage. With the help of my wand and a few incantations, the Sodden Knight fell before me. It was a victorious moment, and not just because I had triumphed over the first boss, but also because it earned me a well-deserved achievement. As my journey carried me throughout the eerie landscape of the village of Smiled, I stumbled upon an unexpected encounter, a talking scarecrow. This seemingly harmless yet eerie straw-filled figure held the key to one of the game's endings, and by talking to him and answering his questions, I pushed his storyline. While looking through the Salt and Sanctuary wiki, I stumbled upon a guide for the mage class to make the game easier. Basically, showing where to get the best spells for early game and the best way to use the skill tree. One of those early game spells was a formidable lightning barrage, tucked away in the treacherous Castle of Storms. To reach it early, a daring dagger flip was required, and after a few acrobatic attempts, success was mine, and lightning barrage became a powerful addition to my magical arsenal. Armed with this newfound spell, I set my sights on the Queen of Smiles. Lightning crackled, spell soared, and the Queen fell before me. Another achievement unlocked, marking a pivotal moment in my Salt and Sanctuary adventure. But the journey doesn't stop here. With lightning barrage at my fingertips, I ventured forth into the Watching Woods, ready to face whatever challenges awaited. As I explored the Watching Woods with lightning barrage, I encountered tough platforming and annoying slime enemies. Jumping between platforms required careful moves, and the slimes made things trickier by draining my life. After a series of less than graceful platforming blunders, I found myself at the Woods Wraith Sanctuary. As I stumbled upon the altar, I saw a new creed, and without hesitation, I knelt and pledged my loyalty to the stone roots. A solemn moment unfolded, marked by a newfound alliance, and of course, the chime of another. After a restful moment at the sanctuary, I geared up for the next challenge, the Mad Alchemist. This formidable foe unleashed poisonous attacks that nearly brought me to my knees. However, the tide turned in my favor with the mighty power of the lightning barrage. The battle was intense, but the sheer force of my magical onslaught proved overwhelming. In the end, victory was mine, and with the Mad Alchemist defeated, another achievement was collected. Thanks to the defeat of the Alchemist, I was able to press on through the treacherous sunken keep. My path led me to a formidable foe, the Kraken Cyclops. Armed with a colossal weapon, its devastating swipes proved to be a one-shot threat, putting my dodge roll abilities to the test. The first attempts ended in defeat, as the immense power of the Cyclops seemed unsurmountable. Undeterred, on the third attempt, a combination of skill and determination prevailed. Dodging and striking with precision, I managed to overcome the Kraken Cyclops, earning a hard-fought achievement in the process. Following the Cyclops' triumph, I ascended to confront the false jester. This adversary proved to be a less formidable challenge, and with a barrage of attacks, I swiftly depleted its HP, earning another achievement. Engaging in conversation with the true jester afterwards proved fruitful. The encounter resulted in my first brand, a transformative power that allowed me to manipulate gravity. Armed with this newfound ability, I opened up access to previously unreached areas, unveiling hidden treasures and expanding the scope of my adventures to the rest of the island. Ability, I was able to go to the Castle of Storms the right way, but just before that was a sanctuary with a new creed, Devara's Light. Of course, after taking the oath, I got the respected achievement. Empowered by my newfound gravity-defying ability, I navigated the Castle of Storms the right way. Ascending to the top of the castle, I confronted the formidable Kraken Worm, a dragon boasting some devastating attacks. This encounter proved to be the most challenging yet. After several attempts, I opted for a strategic change, shedding my armor and embracing a new spell, Lightning Ball. The change of tactics proved successful, and with a relentless assault, I emerged victorious over the worm, earning the achievement that marked this triumphant moment. After beating the worm, I talked to a thief and got a new brand. This skill lets me dash in the air, helping me reach tricky spots and find hidden secrets, also letting me get back down the castle. As I descended, I had another chat with the Scarecrow, progressing its storyline and steering me towards one of the game's endings. Descending further, I reached the heart of the castle to confront the untouched Inquisitor. Seemingly vulnerable to lightning attacks, I swiftly vanquished this boss, earning the corresponding achievement effortlessly. Proceeding into and through the challenging Red Hall of Cages, my journey led me to the formidable Tree of Men. However, before facing this formidable foe, I stumbled upon the Creed of the Houses of Splendor. Pledging allegiance to this creed earned me the corresponding achievement. The Tree of Men, a massive metal contraption adorned with hanging figures, posed a formidable challenge. However, my powerful Lightning Ball spell, capable of hitting multiple weak points simultaneously, allowed me to dispatch this boss with ease, securing its achievement. Beyond the arena of the Tree of Men, I entered Hager's Cavern. Here, I encountered a unique challenge, the Disemboweled Husk. This formidable opponent wielded a powerful shotgun that proved to be a relentless force, overwhelming me in our initial encounter. Undeterred by this initial setback, I scavenged new cells in Hager's Cavern that would prove crucial in the upcoming battle against the Disemboweled Husk. Armed with the new attacks, I faced the Husk once more, and through a relentless barrage, emerged victorious, claiming the achievement from this boss. Having vanquished the Husk, I obtained the key to the next area, the Mire of Stench, home to the dreaded Stench Most Foul. Despite the terrifying appearance and poisonous attacks of the Stench Most Foul, my newly acquired spells proved to be potent against both its minions and its health bar. With a strategic assault, I triumphed over the foul stench, earning the corresponding achievements for my accomplishment. Now, on the other side of the island, I revisited the thief who had provided me with the brand earlier. Throughout our continued interaction and completion of her questline, I earned the achievement for assisting her on her journey. Continuing up the beach, I arrived at the Dome of the Forgotten. Taking a lift to the top, I faced the Third Lamb, a boss with some resistance to lightning. After a few attempts and some strategic leveling up, I became strong enough to conquer the challenge, ultimately earning the achievement tied to defeating the Third Lamb. With the defeat of the Third Lamb came a new brand, opening access to new areas. Venturing into the lower ziggurat of the dust, I confronted the Bloodless Prince, a giant foe with wide-reaching attacks that covered up the entire arena. Fortunately, I managed to withstand the onslaught and dealt significant damage, turning what seemed like a daunting boss fight into a relatively straightforward encounter. With the prince defeated, I gained its respective achievement. I then ascended to the upper reaches of the Ziggurat of the Dust, where I faced and triumphed over the Dread King. The culmination of this battle rewarded me with the corresponding achievement. Immediately following the encounter with the Dread King, I engaged in a conversation with a mysterious sorcerer who bestowed upon me the powers of a new brand. This conversation not only earned me the corresponding achievement, but also set the stage for the unfolding questline of the sorcerer. With all the brand's abilities in my possessions, I ventured into the ruined temple. There, I confronted the Coveted, a unique boss fight involving a 2-on-1 challenge. The twist, I couldn't harm the ghost, but had to focus on damaging the axe. This intricate battle posed a fresh set of challenges, testing both strategy and skill. Mastering the attack patterns of the ghosts, I skillfully bested them in an intense battle, ultimately claiming the achievement that marked my triumph over the coveted. Reaching the base of the ruined temple, I ventured into the eerie pitch woods. There, I faced off against a new boss, Karsaw the Cruel, who looked very familiar to a certain boss from another Souls-like game, but I really couldn't put my finger on who. Regardless, armed with my spells, I easily dispatched Karsaw, securing victory and earning the achievement associated with overcoming this formidable boss. Navigating through the challenging terrain of the Pitchwoods, I engaged in some platforming on disappearing platforms. This endeavor led me to a new creed, the Keepers of Fire and Sky. By swearing allegiance to this creed, I earned the corresponding achievement, which meant there was only one creed to go. However, reaching the next creed required me to confront the Witch of the Lake in Sime Lake. This proved to be a challenging and at times rage-inducing battle. The witch, also a formidable mage, unleashed powerful spells with lightning speed, capable of depleting my entire health bar in an instant. After dedicating time to leveling up, crafting new weapons, and perhaps benefiting from a bit of RNG, I successfully overcame the Witch of the Lake. This victory, achieved through a combination of strategic improvements and a touch of fortune, marked the end of a challenging battle, rewarding me with a well-deserved achievement. After my hard-fought victory against the Witch of the Lake, I retraced my steps to where it all began at the Shivering Shore and spoke with the sorcerer, concluding his questline. In gratitude for my efforts, he rewarded me with a well-earned achievement. To reach the Blackest Vault and join the last creed, a few steps are required. First, attempting and failing to desecrate a sanctuary is necessary for admission. Then, after navigating through some platforming challenges under Sime Lake, you can find the vault. Upon showing a bloody writ to the individual bearing your entry, permission is granted, allowing you to enter the Blackest Vault and also giving you the achievement. Joining the Order of the Betrayer Creed comes with a rewarding perk, the best spell in the game. This powerful spell significantly eases the remaining challenges, making the rest of the game a breeze. Even the final boss falls without posing a challenge with this newfound ability. With only a few bosses left, I opted to craft one of the best mage class weapons in the game, forged from the soul of the Witch of the Lake. After dedicating time to gather the upgrade materials from across the island, I maximized its potential, achieving not only an impressive weapon, but also unlocking an achievement for my efforts. Regrettably, despite my powerful new weapons and spells, I could only put them to use against a few remaining bosses. Among these challenges was the formidable duo, the Unskinned and the Architect, whom I faced in Assault Alchemistry. Despite the 2-on-1 nature of the fight, in contrast to the fight with the Covenant, the battle against the Unskinned and the Architect became remarkably straightforward with my new spells. The fight concluded swiftly, underscoring the potency of my upgraded arsenal. The swift victory allowed me to effortlessly secure another achievement. While traversing through the Crypt of the Dead Gods, I faced a formidable Kraken Dragon Scorch. Similar to the previous encounters, this fight became notably easier with the aid of my new spell. This swift victory in this battle allowed me to effortlessly attain the last achievement for defeating bosses before the final boss. As I approached the completion of the game, I decided to achieve the maximum devotion for my creed. To accomplish this, I had to desecrate nearly all the sanctuaries. While the process was somewhat repetitive, it was a necessary task to fulfill my in-game objective. After desecrating sanctuaries and turning in the rewards to a creed leader, I was gratified with an achievement. With everything in place, the final steps to secure the first ending was to have a final conversation with the Scarecrow and then face off and destroy the Nameless God. Anticipating a seamlessly straightforward victory by unleashing my game-breaking spell on the god, I was caught off guard. As I dealt the decisive blow, the god retaliated with a lethal counterattack, instantly ending my life. This unexpected turn of events denied me the chance to revel in the glory of defeating him without dying in the battle. Despite the unexpected twist, I still got the achievement, and without dwelling on the unfortunate demise, I spoke to the Scarecrow one last time. Embracing the role of the Nameless God, I concluded the first playthrough, marking the end to one playthrough through Salt and Sanctuary. For my next playthrough, I opted for another overpowered build found on the wiki. Putting it to the test confirmed its efficiency as I effortlessly breezed through the game, showcasing the potential of this optimized build. The setup was surprisingly easy. By transmutating a sword into a pair of scissors and consuming wine from the House of Splendid Creed, the build was created. This simple strategy allowed me to effortlessly demolish bosses as I progressed through this playthrough. Additionally, on this playthrough, I helped out a knight that I forgot about in my first playthrough, and by talking about him after completing his questline in the Pitch Woods, he gives you the second to last achievement. By humbling the nameless god and taking a leap down a well, I completed all achievements and proudly claimed the 100% completion status for Salt and Sanctuary. It took me 2 playthroughs and around 50 in-game hours to earn all 37 achievements in Salt and Sanctuary. I enjoyed both runs and plan to play the game again. While most achievements weren't challenging, I have to admit the one for defeating the Witch of the Lake made me a bit frustrated. I'm excited about playing the sequel, Salt and Sacrifice, which seems like a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to tackling the 100% completion since a new addition to Steam. Anyways, I have more games in my backlogs to 100%, so as always, thanks for watching and subscribe because more videos are on the way.